Have you ever realized that you're anxious or totally shut down or you're snapping at your partner over nothing and thought, this is my nervous system talking, but now what? Right? You've already done the hardest part at that point. You've noticed that you were dysregulated. But how do you get back to feeling like yourself again? And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. So, this is lesson 4 of my 8-part series on understanding and healing your nervous system. If you missed the earlier videos, I highly recommend going back and watching them. Each one of them builds on the last. I'm Jess. I'm a somatic coach with over 20 years of experience in yoga, meditation, and body-based healing. And I truly believe that our nervous system is at the heart of our life, way more than most of us realize, and that it's the foundation for all the changes that we crave. So whether that's healing old wounds, creating new habits, experiencing more love and connection, or simply living with a greater sense of ease and authenticity. And that's why this work matters so much. So in the last video, we explored why some nervous systems get stuck more easily than others in dysregulation, and how trauma and chronic stress literally reshape the way our brain and our body respond to life. If that hit home, you're not alone. Understanding the science behind our patterns is really powerful. It helps us to stop blaming ourselves and to start supporting ourselves in new ways. And today I'll show you exactly how to do that with some simple body-based tools that you can use right now. Because regulation isn't just a concept, it's a skill, and skills are built with practice. And regulation doesn't mean being calm all the time. It means moving between states of activation and greater calm without getting stuck. And that's a skill, like strengthening a muscle. So every time you help your nervous system move from dysregulation back into regulation, it's like doing 1 rep of an exercise. And over time, with consistency and practice, our window of tolerance grows. So remember back to video 1 when we talked about how a swimming pool can easily handle a few drops of dye, but a tiny glass of water changes completely? That's your window of tolerance. So the wider it gets, the more stress you can handle without getting thrown into dysregulation. And this is how your nervous system becomes more resilient across the board, so that life doesn't have to feel so overwhelming. So one of the biggest, most common mistakes that a lot of us make when we feel off in some way is that we try to think our way back into feeling balanced. But when our body's in survival mode, our thinking brain, it's not fully online. And that's why mindset tools or positive affirmations often fall flat in the moment. What does work, though, are body-based tools, simple sensory practices that show our system it's okay to come back to here and now. Now, some states, they need us to downregulate, to settle, to slow down, to discharge some excess energy, while other states need us to upregulate, to reconnect, awaken, and come back online. And the tools I'll share, they can support you in either direction. And remember, these are just 3 simple examples. There are so many ways to support your system. Going outside, listening to music, gardening, playing with your animals, movement, yoga. The real goal is to find what feels good and natural for you. So let's walk through 3 foundational practices. Each one is short and designed to help you return to a felt sense of safety. And I'll explain each practice. If it feels right, pause the video and try the one that speaks to you the most, or try all 3. And as you do, notice what your body feels, because the noticing is just as important as the doing. It helps you learn what actually works for you, and it builds your confidence, and it tells your body, I'm listening. Even small shifts matter, right? We're practicing noticing more of the small, subtle signals. And that's how we start to rebuild trust with ourselves. And practice number 1 is orienting. It's best for when we're feeling anxious or we're overthinking or feeling disconnected or floaty. It's really simple. You just slowly let your eyes wander around your space. And let them land on anything that they feel drawn to. Right? Let your gaze land on one thing at a time. And you might notice a color, a shape, a texture. And you might name it silently or aloud to yourself. So you might silently say, oh, I see the octopus that my daughter made in art class that's pink and purple and has streamers at the end. And this helps your system reorient to the here and now, where you're actually safe enough to settle. You might whisper to yourself, right now, nothing is threatening me. I can be here. And this is a slow, simple practice that's actually really powerful. So as your gaze wanders around, let it land, really take that object in. And then if you want to let it wander to something else, wander, find a new object, and take that in. And then practice number 2 is grounding through the feet. And this is best for when we're experiencing racing thoughts, panic, or we feel like we're spinning out or needing to come back into our body. Again, it's really simple. You just place your feet flat on the floor, maybe press down gently through them, and then really feel the support beneath you. You might shift your weight slightly from side to side or from front to back. Or you might wiggle your toes, right? Scrunching them up and then releasing them. You could also gently press your heels down and notice how your legs respond. Notice how those muscles turn on. And gentle self-contact, like maybe massaging your thighs or placing a hand on your belly or your chest as you do this, can be really helpful. It helps signal to your body, like, I'm right here, right now, and I'm supported. And then practice number 3 is breath awareness. And this is best for reconnecting with our body, calming anxiety, or gently shifting out of shutdown or a higher state of activation. So if you're feeling anxious, restless, or agitated, you can try extending your exhale. So you might inhale for a 4 count and exhale for a 6 count. Whereas if you're feeling shut down, numb, or low energy, try a balanced breath. So inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And again, you might place your hand on your belly or chest as you breathe. And even subtle shifts in your breath can help to tell your system, I'm here. I can slow down or gently wake back up. And I get that these are almost ridiculously simple practices, but the truth is that they really are effective. Things don't have to be complicated or complex to work. In fact, I've often found that the simplest practices are the most helpful. And these are things that you can practice anytime during your day when you're feeling a little bit off. So let's just pause for a moment and take a breath together. Again, I get that it's simple, but just try it. And then notice your body. Do you feel anything different? Even just the tiniest bit softer, maybe in your jaw or your shoulders. If not, that's okay too. Your system might need some repetition to trust that it's safe to come back. And this isn't about forcing change. It's about gently inviting it. And remember, every time you do this, every time you incorporate a practice like this, it's like doing 1 rep of an exercise. Bit by bit, your window of tolerance gets wider. Bit by bit, your nervous system becomes more resilient. And that changes everything. If you want to go deeper, download the companion workbook for this series. It's in the description, and it gives you a place to journal, to track sensations, and to discover what tools actually work for you, right? So that you can build your own personal toolkit for regulation, so that you can integrate what you're learning. So now that you're recognizing nervous system states, right, you're learning how to respond in the moment. The next step is that we want to grow our capacity so that we don't get thrown off so easily. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in the next video. How to actually widen our window of tolerance so that life's stressors don't hit quite so hard. And this 8-part series is a complete mini course. It's designed to help you understand and heal your nervous system step by step. The full playlist is linked in the description if you missed any of the previous videos. And tell me in the comments, which practice from today felt most helpful? Or which are you most curious to try out? Your answer might give someone else the courage to try it out too. And if this helped you, give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. And remember, you're not broken. You're just learning how to come home to yourself again. One breath, one moment, one practice at a time.